Okay, so we're here with Tim, a game against Bracknell. And to phrase these things, I'm absolutely gutted for our boys. Oh, Tim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well. I mean, you know, we are going to lose games of football this year. We always want to make sure that we're, you know, if that is going to happen, that we do it right, with the right attitude, the right energy, the right commitment, the right togetherness. And again, I thought that was the case today. I thought, you know, obviously they're a decent side. You know, one of the title favourites at the start of the season, had a very slow start, but they've obviously got quality in abundance, and to go in at 2-0 up was no less than we deserved. They still looked bright, and that was the message at half time, was the fact that although we were 2-0 up, you know, they'd still had some bright moments without really testing us too much. And yeah, just some, you know, key moments in the game that kind of let us down a little bit in the end.
So just going back to the start, one change, Joe Smith in?
Yeah, obviously Joe came on last week, did really well, scored a couple in the Dorset Senior. So, and because we were a bit more set on going the 3-5-2 today, it wasn't a case that we'd have to think about how we could change the formation around. Give me a chance to, you know, give Lewis Williams a little bit of rest in his legs, which he hasn't had all season pretty much. And you know, Joe fully deserved his start, and obviously took it well with a goal.
Yeah, so two up front, Joe and Fletch. And blow me, they both scored in the first 20 minutes. What a start, Tim.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. They were looking, you know, Bracknell were looking quite vulnerable at the back. It was just for us, you know, simplifying and getting up to those two to cause havoc, which they did. And could have had, you know, probably a couple more. There's certainly one there that you know, potentially puts us 3-0 up, and the game's pretty much put to bed at that point. And you know, it's one of those key moments. But again, you've got to defend right the other way. But yeah, fair play to them both. For I thought they combined well, and both took their goals well.
Yeah, and so it was 2-0 until just before the hour mark, and then Bracknell scored one, and the momentum really changed then, and they just came at us.
Yeah, big moment though at 2-1 again, isn't there, where we've got a shot from sort of 7 yards out, which, you know, straight at the keeper. If that goes in, should go in. But if that goes in, 3-1 again, you know, you kind of again put the game to bed, put their enthusiasm to bed, and then after that, yeah, there was more and more of a momentum switch. I think the goal obviously gave them a lift. That moment gave them a lift, and then for us it was about, you know, having real tight bodies. You know, Josh Carmichael has been ill all week, and obviously put in a great shift today, but was always going to blow a gasket. Cam with the booking always meant that he was, you know, a bit hamstrung in terms of tackling, and yeah, you know, we're calling on the whole squad and beyond at the moment, and just ran out of probably nous and legs at the end, and yeah, it's been a great run, and now we need a reaction to go on another one.
A word about Oscar in goal. Didn't he make some fabulous saves in the second half?
Yeah, second half he was called upon, made some great saves. One absolutely, you know, spectacular save as well. The others, you know, were solid saves as well. But yeah, I thought he's done really well. You know, he's grown and grown even in the short time that he's been with us, and it was a pleasure to see him pulling off those saves again today.
So it's been a really disappointing end. The final goal came in the fourth minute of the 5 added on, and oh dear, felt so bad for the boys at that point. Anyway, we've got to pick ourselves up. Next Saturday we're away to Havant. That'll be an interesting game. Yeah,
you know, another tough place to go. They've obviously had a change of manager since we last played them, and you know, by all accounts should have probably been 1 or 2 goals up last week against Poole at home. So we know that's one that we're not going to be able to rest on our laurels again. Hopefully, you know, we'll see during the week if we can patch a few up, get a couple back maybe. We'll have a look at that, and just make sure that we're as prepared as possible. You know, I've just said to the boys there, you know, now it's about, yeah, how we react. You know, we've been on a great run, but we haven't really experienced, you know, the devastation of a last minute, you know, winner against us for a long time. So now we'll see what they're made of, but I have absolutely full confidence in them.
Okay, as always, thanks ever so much for chatting to us, Tim.